Michael Carrick enjoying a dream start to life at Manchester United as the interim manager. Victories over City and Arsenal. That's crazy. That is crazy that he's done that. Well done. Well done, Michael. Yeah. It means he's won 4 out of 5 games in the United dugout, including 3 games in 2021. Fulham are up next at Old Trafford on Sunday, and over the last 24 hours, 2 prominent United voices, 2013 Premier League winner Phil Jones and world record sprinter Usain Bolt, have had their say on whether Carrick should get the job full time.
Carrick has done, and he's got it spot on. I think he's got the right team around him. I think Steve Holland coming in is a brilliant appointment. I remember my time at England when he was there, and he's brilliant on the grass, spot on. And the other people to complement him as well. So I think all round he's got the good balance there that he needs to succeed. And like I've said previously, if he carries on, winning games and the manner that we're winning games, and they'll find it hard not to give him the job at the end of the season.
Well, for me, I think, as you said, it's a little bit too soon. But I'll give him 3 more games. If he continues like this, even if he doesn't win, but the guys play positive and forward and more attacking, and we can see the belief. Even if they lose, I would rather Michael Carrick, because he understands the belief of the club. You know what I mean? And that's something that he was brought up in, and he's very good friends with Alex Ferguson, who can teach him and help him to guide him in the right direction.
Phil Jones and Usain Bolt, the partnership we never knew we needed.
Yeah, well, unbelievable. I mean, it's been a great start for Michael, but I don't think Man United need to really jump and give him the job. Why don't you just keep him to the end of the season, and they can really have a good look around then to see who's available, because he's going really well at the moment. But being a manager compared to a caretaker manager, which he is at the moment, it's a totally different thing. I mean, and it could all go wrong. We know that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, everybody will go look to him and say, look, what happened there? But Michael, all he can do now is keep winning football matches right to the end of the season. Look like the players have been, it's a relief for the players, it looks like. They're playing with smiles on their faces now. Really the attitude certainly changed a lot of players. He's tweaked with the system, which Amorim probably will look back and say, well, why was I so stubborn? Exactly. Yeah. He's gone back to basics. He's gone back to people he knows he can trust. Harry Maguire's had a great couple of games under him. Luke Shaw's coming at left back. Mainoo's coming at midfield, who wasn't even in the picture. So he's made some big decisions, Michael, but he seems to be working.
But
I think this next manager has got to be vital for Man United, and they don't need to rush into it at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. By the way, we've been celebs galore here on the talkSPORT network this week. We've had Scott Carson, Danny Willett, Dara O'Brien, Usain Bolt, Robbie Williams was live on Drive yesterday. We've got Passenger, a new letter Goal singer, coming up here on Breakfast very soon. Over on Chris Evans' Virgin Radio Breakfast just now. Stay with us just now, but Chris Hemsworth, Hollywood hunk.
You and Amelia.
Listen,
you went missing, you two.
You get cancelled. Where did you go? This, but he is an absolute 10 out of 10. And he knows it, and it's fine, and that is a compliment.
That's where you went. I thought you were going to get me some more
I was down there.
Peppermint tea.
Chris, why haven't you called me back? But our very own football hunk, stay with us now on talkSPORT Breakfast. Former Man United keeper Ben Foster. Ben, I didn't write that. The boys wrote that, which is a good thing. Take the compliment.
How you doing, Ben?
Or I'm watching Virgin Radio. Sorry, guys. Chris Hemsworth, bloody hell.
Yeah, I know. What a star. What a beefcake as well.
Not bad. That's not bad, is it? It's a little bit better than me, to be honest with you. But, I'll have to do for now. Sorry.
So, Ben, talk me about Manchester United, because what a unbelievable 2 games for Michael, isn't it? I mean, the Manchester City game was fantastic at home. The atmosphere sounded brilliant watching it on the TV. And then going to Arsenal, the Emirates, and really causing a massive, well, not a shock, but because Man United are Man United and they've got good players in their team. But with the form they've been in before Man City, then you'd expect Arsenal to get a result. But what a couple of good games for Michael, and now they've got every chance of being in that top 4, top 5.
Yeah, I'd have loved to have known what Michael Carrick was thinking going into them 2 games, thinking, of course, it's some start, isn't it? It's about as tough as it gets, Arsenal and Man City. But in fairness to him, he's gone in, and I don't think he's done anything drastic, but he's put a smile on their faces. Everybody seems to be playing with a little bit more freedom. But I agree with what you said a minute ago there. It is a little bit different being a interim manager to being that full-time guy. But he can only do what he can do. And we've got 15 games now until the end of the season. And if he goes and wins, 9 or 10 of them games, then questions have to be asked. They have to really consider giving it to him.
Do you reckon Amarin's looking at it and saying, why didn't I change that formation? Because he's gone to a back four and they seem like a different team. You know, Fernandes is picking the ball up in areas he wants to, and it looks like he's controlling that midfield. You know, you've got Mainu who's come back into it. He's really, you know, amazing performances, really, when he hasn't played in the Premier League since probably May, isn't it? Something like that. So, you know, certain players have come back in, Ben, and, you know, it looks like they've been let off the leash. And some of the goals against Man United, against Arsenal, Cunha's goal was a fantastic winner, but even the second and first goal, Burmo took it so well.
Yeah, I think United have had these players. They've had players that are verging on the edge of world class. They've had them for the last couple of seasons, but they just haven't been able to show it. They haven't been able to go out there and express themselves and play with a smile on the face. I know this system. We all know this system didn't really suit Man United with 3 at the back, and it wasn't rocket science to change it to 4. It really wasn't. So I think everybody is on board with this kind of confidence, and now everybody. But you look at the fixtures they've got as well: Spurs, West Ham, Everton, Palace. The next 4 games. That guy, the one who hasn't cut his hair for a while, the United Strand guy.
Strand, yeah.
I'm thinking that he doesn't want these to be wins, you know. I'm thinking, like, what's he going to do for content afterwards? So, they've got a massive chance now. They win these 4 games, they're absolutely flying.
Yeah, I mean, they have been just a breath of fresh air recently. And last week, Ben, was a bit of a free hit. There was no real pressure on Manchester United. The pressure was on Arsenal. Yeah. How do you feel about the state of the league table now? Just to get your thoughts on that. Do you think Arsenal can handle the pressure of being hunted by City and Villa?
I'm a little bit nervous for them, I can't lie. I watched them against United and they didn't have this real belief to really just go and kill the game. Obviously, they scored the first goal. And don't get me wrong, the equaliser, it completely changed the game. If Zubimendi don't play that pass back inside there, then it's a completely different game. But the goal comes about from Arsenal not really wanting to progress up the pitch. I've watched a bit of the tactical analysis of how that goal comes about, and it's because Arsenal aren't willing to go into those places. They're 1-0 up. They should be free flowing at this point. They should be really taking these little chances, but they didn't. So I'm a little bit worried, a little bit nervous about it, especially with the strength and depth that Man City have got as well. I think the 2 players have signed, Guehi and Semenyo, are just absolute no-brainers, honestly. For being able to sign 2 players that can just slot into a starting 11 week in, week out, you know, you're normally paying 250 million quid for players like that, and they got them for best part of 90 million quid. It's a good bit of business.
It's got so many injuries as well, Man City. You know, players that will be returning towards the end of the season. You know, they'll only strengthen them.
Well, the big game's going to be at the Etihad, isn't it? Arsenal, Man City. That's going to be huge. About March time, which is where you're looking at maybe the last 7-8 games. It gets a little bit cagey, so that's.
What do you think, Ray? What do you think? What do you think about
I hope they've learned over the last couple of years that, you know, sometimes you've got to don't panic, don't get too much. They'll be disappointed against Man United, but that game's gone now. You've got to forget about that and look at what's going forward. And Leeds will be another test this weekend, Ben, won't it? Leeds away, Ellen Road. You know, you've been there and played there. They get right behind the team. And Leeds having a good season as well.
The way it goes is if you're full of confidence, Leeds is just it's like a minor inconvenience. You swat them out the way, it's no problem. You know we're going to get 3 points. But then as soon as you start to get those little doubts, you have a little rocky patch of form, you win draw, lose. Then you start to look at it and think, a tough place to go that. Real tough place to go that. Yeah. But going back to Man United for a second though, Fulham on Sunday. That, for me, is a tough game because we've played Man City and Arsenal where you know they're going to want the majority of the ball. You know they're the ones going to be asking the questions. They're going to be probing. And they're going to be throwing players at it as well. Fulham are a completely different team. They're going to be happy to sit back. It's going to be a low block. And it's going to be really interesting to see what team Carrick puts out and how he approaches that game as well. That will start asking a few questions.
Oh, lovely stuff. Ben Foster, former United keeper. Thank you.
Cheers,
have a great weekend.
Cheers, guys. Have a good day.